Hello, hello. Welcome to day 2 of the Love Your Money Challenge with me, Elizabeth Bukor. I'm a financial coach and I help women change the way they think about money so they can make more, earn more, save more, invest more, and start building wealth. Yesterday was day 1 of the challenge, and we looked at falling in love with our budget, our spending plan. And today we're going to be uncovering hidden debts. And the reason is because our goal today is to bring out every debt that could be hiding in the shadows and bring it into the light so that we know exactly what our financial picture looks like. And we know the path we need to take to achieve the financial freedom that we do want. I want you to remember that debt is not about shame, but it's about acknowledging where we are and where we want to be. And also forgiveness and renewal. I've shared a workbook with you for day 2. So if you bring up the workbook now, we'll go through it. So like yesterday, to go through this task, we do need your financial statements, including any statement that you have, your credit cards statements, your loan statements, all financial statements that you have. And so once you bring them all out, we want to start listing every debt that you have. So take a moment to get them all together. Pause this video and come right back once you get them together. While you're getting your stuff together, just to encourage you, know that looking through debt, and I know that debt can be triggering for a lot of people, makes people feel, especially women, makes us feel shame and guilt sometimes, but it isn't about feeling burdened or ashamed. It's about empowering us and preparing us for a fresh start. I want you to think of any of the debts that you had, right? And think of the help that debt helped you to achieve at that point. At some point when you took out that debt, you had a specific goal. Maybe you needed to pay a bill, you needed to buy an item. Without judging what the goal was, not judging it as good or bad, looking at how the debt helped you, you can see that it was beneficial at that point. But now we're moving forward from there. So we're grateful for how the debt helped us in the past, but now we have new goals and new new financial picture that we're trying to achieve. So therefore, we would like to say goodbye to consumer debt. Okay, now you've got all your stuff together. Let's move forward. So let's go to the next page where we're now going to list out all the debt that we have. So you can list it out in this table, or you can copy out the table in your notebook and make your own. So you want to write down your debt type, the creditor's name. If it's from a bank, write the name of the bank. If it's from our credit house, write the name of the credit house. Then write the outstanding balance. How much do you still owe on that particular debt? So write that next in the third column. Now you want to write the interest rate, right? So look at your spreadsheet, your statements, and see what is the interest rate of that debt. So if it's your credit card, you can check out the interest rate on that card. Then your statement will also let you know what the minimum payments are. Write down what the minimum payments are. Bear in mind that if you don't pay your credit card in full every month, usually it will charge you this interest. The interest will kick in. So you will be paying an interest if you don't pay it in full. However, I mentioned credit card because here in the UK, women have a higher credit card debt than men. And of all the different types of debt, credit cards is the highest for women in the UK. And so if that's something that has, that you find is true in your situation, you're in good company. We're all, it's something that is similar for many women here in the UK. Okay, so you've done the first debt. Go to the next one. So maybe the first one was your credit card. Next one, maybe it's a car loan. So write out again, do it again for your car loan. If it's a bank loan, do it again for your bank loan. If it's a mortgage loan, do it again for your mortgage loan. Keep doing it for every single loan. So you can pause this video to keep, so that you have time to fill it out, and then you go to the next page. Okay, well done. Well done for doing that work. It was a lot. And sometimes writing it all out, it can be triggering. But now I want you to reflect on debt's impact, right? Reflect on how these debts that you've all written out, that we can see now, it's all out in the open. Reflect on how it affects you, not just financially, but also emotionally and spiritually. Let's be honest, okay? And there's no right or wrong answer. So I want you to use the space below, in this workbook or in your private notebook, to write the impacts on this debt on your daily life. How do you feel when you think about your current debts? And in what ways do they hold you back from experiencing the financial freedom that you desire? So take a moment to write on that. Think about things that you'd like to do, and if in any situation you can't do it because you owe so much, just write it out. Okay. Now we're going to create a plan. We're going to create a plan to tackle the debt. Now you've written out all those all the debts in your debt tracker spreadsheet table. You've written it all out, and you've written it out all the interest rates and the minimum payments and how much you owe. Now we need to pick your top priority debt. And we can do that for a number of ways. And there are two main ways in which we can pick our top priority debt. You can decide to pick the one with the lowest balance, tackle that first, and then go on to the one with the next biggest balance. So go from the smallest balance to the largest balance. That may give you a sense of winning, because if your smallest balance is a couple of £100 and you tackle it quickly, you might be incentivized to, you may feel excited to tackle the next one. Or we could tackle the one with the highest interest rate. Now, that might also be the one with the largest amount of money, but it might also help you save a lot of money in interest if you tackle it first. So whichever method you choose, it doesn't matter, because we are going to tackle all of them. So you may decide to go the avalanche method, which is tackling the highest interest rate first so that you can save on the interest payments faster. Or maybe you feel, or if you're a bit more emotional, you might want to tackle the ones with the lowest balance first, so that you can get some small wins that motivate you to keep going. So pick your top priority debt and write it out. Now you have the debt, how much is owed on it, how much do you owe on that particular debt? Maybe it's your credit card and you owe a certain amount of money, write it down. Your interest rate on that debt, also write it down. Now, what are we going to do? There are many things to do depending on the type of debt. So we now need an action, a plan to tackle that debt first. For example, you may decide that, okay, I'm going to put in a bit more each month above the minimum so that I can get rid of this debt faster. So maybe your minimum payments each month is £25. And right now you're paying the minimums, but it doesn't help you get rid of the debt. It just helps you keep paying the minimums. You may decide to add an extra 50, an extra £100, so that your minimums is now 25 plus 100. And that way you can tackle it faster. You can also look into refinancing the debt, balance transfers, 0% balance transfers, some of these other options which we can look into. But it depends on the debt that you're looking at, right? Okay, now we need to write a goal. We need to state a goal. So now you've decided the debt that you're going to get rid of, and you know how much it is, what the interest rate is. So our short-term goal statement is going to be by X, I will reduce my total debt by X. Okay. Now, let's say you owe, for simple math's sake, £1,000 on a particular card. And currently, you're paying £10 a month on that card. If you decide to increase your payments to £100, you can now say, by 10 months' time, whatever the date is in 10 months' time, I will reduce my total debt by £1,000. If you're unable to, increase it to 100 and you're starting at £10, and maybe you can increase it to £50, then you can say in 10 months' time, right, I will have reduced my total debt by £500. The steps I'm going to do to achieve this is I'm going to make extra payments. That could be one. I'm going to, look through my expenditure and put some money from a particular expense and transfer it onto my debt payments just for a certain amount for these 10 months. I'm going to get an extra income from somewhere else. Or there are different steps that you can, whatever steps come to mind. It's a brainstorming exercise. So take a moment, pause this video, and write your short-term goal. Well done. Okay, now it's time to write your long-term goal, your long-term vision. And you can start with this statement. I envision a future free of the burden of debt, where I can fully live out my faith and achieve financial freedom. That is that's my long-term financial vision. But what is yours? You could borrow some of mine if you don't have one right now. But the vision is to achieve financial freedom. What does that actually look like for you? I want you to describe what that looks like for you. So for me, financial freedom doesn't necessarily mean I'm a millionaire or I'm a billionaire, but it means that all my bills, my savings, everything I need to spend money on is taken care of, and that I'm able to save and invest at the rate I need to, so that I don't have to always work for money. We'll talk more about that when we come to investing, what that looks like in terms of saving and investing, so you don't have to always work for money. But that is what it looks like for me. And so I have a financial picture in terms of numbers of how much needs to come into my household, so that we're always going to we can afford our lifestyle. And financial freedom looks like always having the money to cover those things so that I can afford my lifestyle. But describe what it looks like for you. So take a moment to do that. Okay, well done. So now we're going to do some scripture reflection. 2 Corinthians 5 verse 17 says, therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he's a new creation. The new creation has come, the old has gone, and the new is here. So just as God offers us forgiveness and a fresh start, acknowledging your debt is the first step towards letting go of old burdens and embracing renewal. This process is not about dwelling on past mistakes, but about recognizing the opportunity for transformation and financial freedom. Yeah? So don't worry about past or beat yourself up, you know. So here's a reflection prompt for you. You know, reflect on a time when you experienced forgiveness or a fresh start, and how can that same spirit inspire you to take complete control of your financial situation and break free from the weight of debt? All right. Okay. So reflect on that. Have a trail down memory lane and get some of your memories going. And then you've got some space to keep on to make some of your notes. So well done. That is the end of day 2. But before you head off, just write down one key insight or feeling that you have had after completing today's exercise. Yeah, you can take a moment to write it down and then come back. Okay, great. Well done in doing that. As always, just like yesterday, we do have a dedicated WhatsApp group to share our experiences with uncovering debts. You can ask questions and support fellow participants in this journey. You can also share your journey, which is actually a very powerful step towards healing and renewal. Okay? So keep this workbook handy, keep referring back to it day to day, you know, even every month, you know, refer back to the debt tracker and your action plan as you move forward. So you always know exactly what you want to be doing and exactly where you are. Okay, tomorrow we're going to do some decluttering and I can't wait to see you there. Okay, have a great day.